Dukes of Weebdom! Episode 89. How's things?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh. Ready for my full last week of gaming.
Yeah, you got Marvel Rivals and Path of Exile 2.
Yes. And I started another indie game recently.
Oh, which one's that?
It's called Beastie Ball. It's Pokemon, but without animal fighting.
Oh, I think you were telling me that.
Yeah.
You play volleyball, right?
Yeah, it's cute. It's fun. It's not much more beyond cute and fun, but I don't expect much for, like, indie games.
Yeah. I did not start any new games. I've just been...
On those mobile grinds.
Yeah, well, mobile fucking losses. The fucking worst string of losses in my life.
I feel you.
I looked at, like, when I talked to you the other day, I won 12. I lost 12 out of my last 14 matches. I think I've probably played, like, 8 to 10 matches since, and I think I've won one of those. So I'm, like, 3-24 right now. In that range somewhere. It's rough.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. I am so happy that none of those games were... Well, 2 of them were ranked when we played ranked on Saturday.
Yeah.
But,
which was unprecedentedly bad.
Yeah, well, thankfully, I didn't go down in a rank.
I'm sorry. I would have felt so bad.
I was close. If you suggested playing one more, I was going to say no, because I have exactly one more loss before I would get to the threshold where... I think there's a threshold, so if you lose a match and get rid of all your points, it doesn't put you down, but if you then lose another, then you'll go down rank. Because I would assume it'd be that way, because that's how it is if you win. No matter how many points you get in a single game to max, if you fill up that bar, you have to then win another to get a rank up. So if I need 3 points, but I gain 10 in the match, I don't gain the next rank. I get the 3 points, but then there's a filler buffer too. So then if I lose a match, those extra 7 points count towards the
We'll get your carry pants on so that you can build it back up for the next time we play ranked together.
I know, right? But no, fucking MOBAs have not been fun for your boy.
I was going to say ever.
Well, yeah, true. But it's okay. They'll come around eventually.
Yeah.
No lost streak lasts forever. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Brutal. But, yeah, no. And I don't, like I said, too, I don't have any new, like, you got a bunch of games coming out. I got nothing.
I'm going to be all over Path of Exile, as long as my computer can run it. The moment I can get myself on there to test it, I will be on there to test it. To know if I need to get my refund and cry or not.
How much is it?
$30 for early access.
It's not terrible.
No. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just, again, worried about it running. It'll break my heart.
Yeah. Excuse me. You freed up space for it, or just because?
In general.
In general.
For it also. I saw that Path of Exile 2 is going to be 100 gigs, and I'm like, I should check my laptop storage. I don't do that nearly enough. And I had like 120 gigs left. I'm like... So I solved that. I have like 180 gigs left, and I'm going to buy a flash drive once I get paid tonight to offload my stream recordings. Because that's like 70 gigs right there between just 7 videos of me playing Card Shop Simulator. I don't even save all my older ones. It's literally just the Card Shop Simulator streams. I don't want to delete those. I want to patch them into like a workable video.
You can get USBs pretty cheap, or like, because like if you wanted a nice one, like I have a 1 terabyte USB that's like $89. It was $89 or something like that.
When I bought my cords to try to fix my Wi-Fi, which is hilarious now that I did that today in one button press, but I digress. When I bought those cords, I bought a terabyte flash drive, and I can't fucking find it.
That is heartbreaking.
Pissed. I was like tearing up the house the other day, being like, oh, fuck me. Because I gotta buy a new one.
I forgot about that, because I didn't go and check my system. Like, you changing your settings to then magically go from how much?
I went from 4 megabytes per second to 153 megabytes per second.
Download speed.
Despite me losing all of my matches today, man, it was so much crispier after I made that fix. Because first match, I was rubber banding like fucking crazy. Like, this would be a ledge. This is the doors to the jungle. I'm doing this distance like 4 times every time I'm going through it. It's like down, oh, I'm back up on the ledge. I always wonder what I look like to everyone else because I am constantly just
rubber banded.
Does it look like I'm just standing still like every 2 seconds to everyone else?
Probably.
It's so frustrating. It was so bad in that first match.
Next.
I could tell when I'm lagging because my cursor on the fucking mini map wouldn't be moving if I'm in a lag spike. So despite my character walking, I could see my icon not moving.
The next time you have to download something, you're gonna bust a nut.
I know. God, what was it? The new fucking Tenkaichi. It's like 23 gigs. It took me like 5 hours to download.
Yeah, that took me like 5 minutes, maybe.
I'll find out soon because I'm probably going to download Marvel Rivals on both to test if the cross prog works and to see where it runs better on.
So Marvel Rivals can have cross progression, but other games that are on Sony don't?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if it will yet, but I feel like they promised that. Just give it to me, Predecessor. I need it. Well, now I don't need it as much, but I want it.
I am interested because they said it was coming, but they had issues with that on whatever patch it was, so they're still working on it. Add in mouse and keyboard support for PlayStation.
Ooh.
And I'm going to try it out.
I feel like my carry game is going to go up the moment I have, like, mouse and keyboard.
I find it, with me, in Predecessor, abilities, I miss those more than I miss
Have you tried
autos.
the other controller setup yet?
No, but I need to. I am so tired of the alt being 2 buttons.
I'm pretty sure it switches it to the old style where it's the face buttons for abilities.
I just need to go in there and change it. I would rather it be customizable where I could map it however I want. But
sadly, I don't think it is.
Either.
I think it's just legacy and new.
Because I'd much rather have it. Because, well, it fucks me up too. Because I said I played Smite the other day, and I pressed down to try and back, and I'd fucking pop a potion, and it'd be like, or I'd back and fucking go to open shop, and I'd hit options, which opens the menu to either surrender or fucking quit the lobby type shit. And I'm like, ugh.
Too many control schemes up in the brain.
Yes. Far too many. So maybe I will, but it's like, it would be an adjustment to try.
Yeah, just play brawls after instead of standard.
I would need the autos to stay on the triggers.
I feel like those were always the triggers, though.
If there was ever a game, though, that autos weren't on a trigger, what are you doing? Why would you ever not?
I'm
you know what I mean?
pretty sure even back in the day they were on triggers.
Because every control, there's 5 or 6 control schemes for Smite, and all of them have the auto on the right trigger.
It's where it belongs, damn it.
But, yeah, I'll check it out.
Just a thought.
I would suck ass on fucking mouse and keyboard, though, so bad. The mouse side, probably not so much.
Yeah.
It's the movement. My fingers would travel trying to WASD. I'd move to, like, ESDF or fucking, like, QW3E or something.
I think my biggest problem with WASD right now isn't the movement itself. It's having to hit the abilities around it and then reset up into the movement position.
Well, what I would try and do is, well, again, I don't know if Predecessor can do this, but like I have a mouse just like this upstairs, so I got 2 buttons on the side here, and there's another button. I don't know if you can map it to this button or not.
I mapped those for deadlock.
So you got left and right trigger, so auto would be the left trigger.
Yeah.
On the mouse.
I think I remapped them for Overwatch too to have one of my abilities there.
So you could have like your 3 buttons, your 3 main abilities on your mouse, and then just have your alt. So
yeah.
like,
which would be easy enough as long as it's just one of the ones right next to it. Like deadlock, default wanted 1 through 4 to be my ability buttons.
That's how Smite is.
Suck my dick if you think I'm moving up that far to press an ability while still moving accurately and then going back into perfect movement positions.
I always found it weird that Paragon and now Predecessor does Q's and E's. I think that's more weird.
At least it's right there, though. I don't have to skip up to another track.
I wonder have you ever played League? Do you know League's button mapping? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Or is it same thing? Someone's Q or E?
I'm pretty sure it's Q and E. I have played League, but I have not played enough of League. I want my soul to still get into heaven. Well, actually, it doesn't fucking matter because League isn't WASD.
It's not?
No, it's point and click.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Shit.
Yeah, it's QWER, our abilities.
Which I guess that's the benefit to point and click is I'm not going to lose my movement fingers. The downside is it's point and click.
That does make sense too, because this whole hand will now be just for movement and this for abilities. So you never have to move your fingers off an ability.
Yeah, I feel like that would be better for me.
Because that was one thing I played Smite on PC.
Yeah.
Just to test it out, and just because it's free to play. I was like, once I got this PC and had Steam, I was like, well, I'm gonna try Smite. And one thing I noticed, two things that I noticed that I did that I don't do on console is one, because of the WSD, when I went to use an ability, I would stop moving because my fingers would come off of W or something. Or because of the mouse, I'm not used to using a mouse on a plane for visuals. A lot of the times in a fight, I'd be looking down at myself. So you can still see you looking up from up down, but it's much better if you're looking over the shoulder than straight down. You know what I mean?
I get like that with certain characters, like Sephiroth. I'm looking down a lot because the minions are so small compared to my hulking, floating body.
Yep.
Now that I think about it, though, Path of Exile 2 is going to be WASD, which is going to be weird for like... Because it's not even like a MOBA where you just get 3 abilities. I might have up to 6 abilities I might have to press. It's going to be a little weird.
Well, at least 2 of them will be on your mouse left and right. But I've seen like people like... That is one thing I'm very impressed about with... But at the same time, it's just getting used to it. You know, proficiency.
Yeah.
I think I've seen streamers that have that play Smite that have the keyboard screen. So like...
You can see what they're doing.
Yeah, it's just a camera pointing straight at the keyboard. Yeah. And I'm like, their finger movements just are so perfect. I'm like, but at the same time, you've been playing games on the keyboard your whole life.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna get it, and I haven't, so it's gonna be weird to me.
I do wish I got into PC faster. Not like I could afford it any other time in my life, though.
The only reason I'm not is because my PC's down here. And my PlayStation's upstairs in the living room.
You find a way to sneak a PC in next to it and then get multiple inputs for your team.
Oh, I could. I have the multiple inputs. I could just use HDMI 1 or 2.
Not that you have a huge need for it anyways, though.
And it's more that... And, like, you could be like, oh, you could come down here and play it. But the problem with here is the TV's to my left.
Yeah.
I'm facing at a wall... And the TV screen is over on the left wall, so I'd have to be turned from where the table is, and that's no bueno. No. Especially for a competitive game. Like if it was a single player game, whatever, you could just fucking lounge around and do whatever. Yeah. But anything where you're PvP, I would not. But whatever. To each his own.
Yes.
I have a keyboard upstairs for typing.
Yeah, I noticed you typed pretty fast the other day in the match.
Yeah, well, because I've always had a keyboard for 14, so...
I've never wanted voice to text more in my life than playing fucking MOBAs on console.
It's kind of a blessing in disguise to not have a keyboard, though, because then you don't get in trouble.
I did today, so...
Did you get reported?
No.
Do you know?
No, I didn't, actually. And I reported that guy for talking shit. I gave him like 3 reports: verbal abuse, negative attitude.
So I don't know if it's just a PC thing.
And then threw right after.
Because I've never had it happen to me. But, I mean, there's been times that I'm like, there's no way I wasn't reported for how bad I performed or if I was being toxic or something. But in Smite, I've seen content creators, when they get reported, Smite tells you if you were reported in the match after the match is over. It's like
wish.
A player reported you for... They won't say what they typed.
Because again, I threw.
The subject matter, AFK, harassment, toxic...
Yeah.
Not playing designated role type stuff, it'll say that's what you got reported for. But I've never had that notice come up for me when playing Smite. Nice. So I don't know if that just means I've never been reported or if PlayStation doesn't have that feature. Or if it's a setting in the game somewhere you got to turn on. I don't know. But I don't know if Predecessor is the same way. But probably not, because you can report mid-match. So
yeah.
And post-match.
Yeah, I was really surprised I came out of that match and didn't have a timer on my queue. I was straight up walking into the inhibitor, standing there, letting the enemy team kill me.
Oh, that bad.
I was throwing. I was literally throwing.
I've never thrown.
Oh, I have.
In a game.
This is the first time I've thrown in Predecessor specifically, but it's not the first time I've thrown in Paragon.
Like, no matter how bad I'm performing or how bad we're losing, I'll always still try at least.
I always still try until someone's talking bad shit. It's like, all right. The moment my mood is ruined is when I stop giving a fuck. If someone's talking shit and it ruins my mood, fuck them. I'll fuck your day too.
If I'm like a jungle or something, I won't rotate to their lane ever again.
Oh, I do that a lot. If someone's talking shit, I'm not helping you.
No. But that's the thing, too, that people don't seem to grasp in MOBAs. It is not the jungler's job to help you win your lane.
Well, the other thing people don't grasp is that talking shit isn't going to make someone improve their game.
So it's your job to defend your lane and to not die in your lane. There's no shame in running away from a fight. A lot of solo laners, when I'm jungle, ego fight.
Yeah.
Solo lane is not about killing the enemy solo laner. It is about getting more farm than them. Or staying in the same farm range as them.
Yeah.
Hold waves. Nobody likes to hold waves, dude. I hold waves as a fucking carry. And I get so mad at supports when they start beating the shit out of the wave. And I start, like, don't do that. I get that you have your autos that you have to hit to get your gold.
But you don't have to constantly hit them to do that. There's a visual indicator when it's ready.
Yeah. If I'm not autoing the wave, you don't auto the wave. Okay? Because the same thing, carry versus carry, it's all farm game.
Yeah.
Who gets the most farm? The more farm
for the support it is too. They're relying on that.
Yeah, and for the support, all they have to do is just stand around and get the experience.
But I mean, if you're doing something that's going to get you more farm, it's also inadvertently going to get that support more farm. So they need to get in line.
It's all about denying the other person the farm. So if I'm freezing a lane at my tower, they have to either come all the way up to our tower, which leaves them open for a gank, or potential a play against them. Because now, if you engage on them, they have to. If they have to retreat, they have to run all the way away. If we have to retreat, we run 5 steps back. We're under our tower. But solo laners just love to fight, and I'm like, yo, just chill. Poke, get your farm. When they back, get the green buff. Go back to base. Come back. It's not my job to help you as a jungler win your lane. It's my job to secure jungle buffs, Fangtooths, make sure they're not taking mini prime, and then when I'm okay to not do
my
those
discretion
things,
and of the lane of my choice.
Yes. And like I said today, someone got mad at me because I wasn't there to help them fight, but I was in mid lane ganking for the mid laner and saved his ass. He would have died if I wasn't there.
I don't have a keyboard. I'd be like, sorry, I didn't pop my cooldown. That splits me into all 3 lanes. Asshole.
That's where I go back to. People need map awareness, dude. Map awareness. Map awareness. Map awareness. If your jungler is in the duo lane and you're a solo laner, don't push up to the solo laner's tower. especially if you don't see the enemy jungler, because you're like, if the junglers our junglers ganking duo, there's only two places the enemy jungler is gonna go. They're gonna be like, shit, I'm too far away. I'm close enough to help my duo lane, because to make it a 3v3, or shit, I'm too far away. There's no point in going over there. I'm gonna help the other side of the map.
Well, to be fair, there's also mid lane. I don't know how. When I'm in mid lane, junglers always have the time to gank me, but when I'm in jungle, I can hardly find the time to gank mid. Because I just feel like it's so much easier to gank the flanks, honestly.
I think that the design of how to get into mid lane sucks.
It does, because you have to go like... A lot of the times, if you don't have a leap, you're either coming out through the river or you have to take this long-ass walk around to get behind them.
And half the time, I feel like whenever that happens, I start walking that is when they start pulling back to the tower.
Yeah.
Granted, I feel like of all of the lanes, the middle lane is the one that jungler should be helping the most.
They're supposed to be. It's like, it says that in all the tooltips and all that kind of shit.
Because middle lane is the most important lane to win.
Fucking hard to engage on sometimes. It's the shortest distance, first of all. So if you're coming out through the river, they got like one teleport and like 3 steps to get back to tower.
Yeah.
It feels shitty.
Yeah.
But then I'm mid lane and they're coming to take that long walk to get behind me.
It's true. I feel the same way. But I also suck at mid lane. And for whatever reason, I'm really good at placing wards when I'm not in mid lane. But it's like the concept of wards just slips my mind.
Mid lane
always.
is also the hardest because you got like 4 different spots you feel like you need to ward. Because the river and those aroundy paths, because they'll know where the wards in the river are just playing the video game.
I like to put it on the stairs going into their jungle.
I like doing that too. But the problem is, if I was the jungler, that ward wouldn't touch me. Because I'll come down, farm, go towards the outside lane, possibly gank them, then come back through the river. That ward will not touch me.
Well, I will also, the only places I put wards is on the jungle's red side of the map. I don't care about blue side. Because solo laner almost never comes to me from that way. I just feel like in my game, solo laners just never rotate. They're doing their own things.
Never.
And then...
I feel like in my games, side lanes just don't rotate.
In my games, people don't rotate.
Yeah, no one.
Or when they do rotate, sometimes, especially because I'm a solo main. So, like, if you're a mid and you come to my lane, right? I'm very thankful that you came to help me. All I want you to do, and I will be happy, is hit the opponent with something. Because health is a huge resource in solo lane. Whoever has the bigger health in solo...
And one mage cooldown is a lot of pressure. That one Gideon meteor is more damage than one solo.
Well, say you come over, and even if you just do your combo, you just throw like 2 meteors at them, or your Belka, you do the knock up to the bomb, that's okay. If they teleport away, or especially if you get that flash, I'm happy for that too.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, thanks. You got health away from him, so now next time I engage on him, I have that much more advantage on them. That's all I need. But people like to chase them all the way down. And I'm like, yo, don't fucking go over there. Because you're missing. The fucking mid laner knows that, so now you're losing out shit in your mid lane, but now the jungler's coming over here, and you just died, and now you fed my solo. Or they come over with less than half health, and I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Why are you even coming to me with less than half of your HP and, like, no mana? You're useless. All you're gonna do is give them a kill. You're walking gold at that point. Go away. So, yeah, people suck at MOBAs.
Yep. And that's why I don't play League.
Oh, League, never. Well,
I still have it downloaded, but...
It's... The point and click is the reason why I never would, but it's also way more toxic than any of the others. And
point and click is a lot of adjusting, to be honest.
Way more overwhelming, too, with the fact that there's how many heroes? Champions?
Oh, God.
180?
Yeah,
200?
Something around there. Like, I think 100... Somewhere between 150 and 180.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 200 now, to be honest with you.
160.
I'm surprised it's not.
Oh, sorry, that says as of 2023.
All right, so maybe like 5 more than that. At most.
169.
Smite releases 5 a year, sometimes 6. This year, they're probably not doing much of that, but
Jesus fucking Christ, like tier lists.
That's what I mean too. Say you're a new person and you look at a god and you're like, I like this person's design, the kit sounds cool, and then you go to play them and everyone roasts you saying that's the worst god in this game. You throw in, and then you get in the toxic spool that everyone throws the match just because you're a specific hero.
I forgot.
Champion.
I think it was I picked like Cthulhu support and my team was like flaming the shit out of me the last time I played Smite. I think it's been so long. And I was so angry.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, and
that was
I
like,
don't get it. It's
that
like,
was like a
you're
literal
not
visual representation of pushing new players out of your game with the toxicity. Because I could have played a second Smite match, but I didn't.
But it's like, it's not, you weren't playing ranked. It's a casual game, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But I get them that they're like, yeah, you don't really want a Cthulhu support. Now,
that's not how they said it.
This is more of a Smite problem because Cthulhu is a guardian, and guardians in Smite are supposed to be supports, and they don't visually represent it well enough for a new player to know that Cthulhu is not a support. He's more of a solo laner. Because, like, if you play Paragon Predecessor doesn't have categories.
Thank
that
God.
This person is a guardian, this person is a hunter. It's, you go to that role, here's the people you could potentially play in this role. If Smite had that, Cthulhu wouldn't be in the support role. He'd be in a bruiser solo only. Cthulhu can't flex. He's a solo laner. You can't flex him anywhere else. He's got a root, that's all he's got for CC.
Still, I would never flame Sword over just character choice alone.
Well, that depends. If you're trying to play a fucking, like,
nobody. I'm not going to push someone out because they don't have enough knowledge in the game.
True, but I'm still going to be very mad if someone is in my
I'll be
Predecessor
mad,
match.
but I'm not going to start being like, what the fuck are you doing? Why did you pick that? Good game, cancel that. Good game, cancel that.
If someone picks a Kalari carry, I'm going to be very upset.
I'm not going to start flaming that. I'll wait till they start sucking. Then all bets are off.
This is the only thing I do, because I said it, and you were in the match. I had a Chimera support.
Yeah.
And I told the Chimera when we started the match, when you die, I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah.
That's all I said. And that's all I said the thing. But I popped off in the match. Let it be known. The reason we won the lane was because I popped off, not because I had a Chimera
and I get
support.
being upset. I'm just saying I'm not going to flame them explicitly until I see someone genuinely be an idiot.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But it is, especially if you're on a loose streak, though, I get it.
Oh, no, it's frustrating. But
again,
again,
I ignore toxicity a lot of the times, too.
But I know how I'd react to it. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to put that on someone else.
Right.
Because I haven't played Smite since that one match. And I have no will to anymore.
Well, I mean, at this point, there's no point in ever playing
a new either of them.
Smite. Just go to Smite 2 if you were interested.
And I was, but then I think back to that match specifically. Every time I look at Smite 2, I just hear in my brain, good game, cancel that. Good job, cancel that. I'm just like, no, never mind.
I had the best thing ever, though, for me in Smite last night. I had a very poor, which is one thing, too. If it's the first couple of minutes of a game and people are dying, I don't care. Everyone has a rough early game. The game's not over yet.
Yeah.
It's just, that's not how MOBAs work. You know what I mean?
There's always going to be someone losing.
Yes.
Like, just because, like, everyone on the team can be popping off, but if the solo laner on the enemy team is better than the solo laner on our team, there will indeed be a kill difference.
So, I was playing a mage assassin.
Yeah.
Ao Kwang in Smite, and I was doing poorly at the beginning of the match. I was like 0-4 or something like that, and I've just never felt more vindication in my life because I ended up getting some kills, but I still got some deaths and stuff. So my KDA was still kind of bad. I think I was at like 2-6 at one point, and there were the 2 tanks on the team were just trying to flame me the whole game, saying that oh shit, this, that, and the other. And then I got a quadra kill, and I didn't say nothing, but I said out loud to myself,
Yeah.
"Talk shit now, motherfuckers." I had a bad early game, but Ao Kwang's the type of person. Ao Kwang is, in the sense, like, not so much like Grux, like, in the sense that if you say you walk through a fog wall and there's a Grux right there and it's just you and him, chances are you're going to lose that matchup, right? That fight. That's Ao Kwang. No one bursts someone down, or maybe Loki, like, drop his full kit, but Ao Kwang has extremely fast hyper burst.
Yeah, I would throw back in your face Countess as an example of a predecessor equivalent to. Like, Countess will dump all that damage into you too, but still.
But, so, you don't want to box an Ao Kwang because you'll probably lose. Especially late game, you just don't want to fuck with that. So, but he's also super squishy because he's a mage assassin. So, with melee autos. So, pretty easy to get fucked up. You know what I mean? But it's not over for you, especially in Smite. The whole snowball in Smite is way less. They got this. They've been around for 11 years. They're on fucking patch 12.0 or whatever.
Yeah.
They got their shit down pat. Predecessors, the snowball, like, you could fucking... I don't even know.
Depends.
Is there a shutdown bonus for gold? If someone's 6-0 or on a killing spree and you kill them, there's
it's
bonus
in the
gold.
chat too. It tells you their bounties.
Okay. Cool.
I always say with Predecessor, I feel like most Predecessor matches that aren't fucking surrendered are always just going to come down to that last team fight. Yeah. Once the timer is fucking more than a minute, it's really just winning that last team fight. If you got better positioning, you can still win even if you're way behind. Mm-hmm. But you got to have that better positioning. Yeah. If you're playing like an idiot, you're still going to lose.
Yes.
But I've seen a lot of wild turnarounds in Predecessor, but always because of that last team fight, not because of like a larger momentum.
That's what people need to understand too. Like I was saying, there's no shame in not fighting somebody.
Yeah.
If you see especially like the same thing, the ego fighting in solo lane.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you ego fight, right? Like, oh, or say you're just fighting, right? You out-trading, and then he just beat you in the fight and killed you. Whatever, okay. Wasn't an ego fight, he just got the upper hand and he killed me. The problem is when you turn that ego, then you die and you come back and you try to
fight. You're like, I'm going to fight him now.
But now he has a lead on you. He has an experience lead
it's
and
about
a gold
to get
lead.
Wider and wider.
And then you die again a second time. Now you cannot fight that solo laner for the rest of the laning phase.
Yeah.
He will win every single fight.
You need to not only catch up in farming kills, but you need him to have a bad time.
Yes.
For some other reason.
So your best bet is to get the wave to come to you, to your tower, freeze it there, and just last it. Try and deny him farm so the minions die near you and he doesn't get the experience so you can gain that level lead. You just can't find him. So many times people are like, if I'm jungle, I'm fighting and people are so mad at me, and I'm like, first off, I think that Predecessor's jungle experience is so low. I'm always fucking like the lowest level for like the longest time. Everyone hits 6 and I'm like still level 4, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Everyone should hit 6 around the same, like,
size support.
Support's standing there. Gold is where they struggle. They're still getting the same amount of experience as the carry, so long as they're next to the carry. But like, if I clear my entire side of the jungle, come through, maybe try and gank, don't even get anything, and then just run away and then clear the whole other side of that jungle, by that time, I should be on par with, if my timers are on perfect cycle, my level-wise should be somewhere on par with the same people that are just standing in lane clearing lanes. Yeah. Now that's where jungles can fall behind. If you're not conscious of your timers and getting those camps instantly each time, that's where your level could fall. But if you're on Q and you're killing every jungle on spawn, my level should be comparable to especially a solo laner, because they're just clearing waves.
And to be clear, they'll still be behind because they're splitting their EXP with the duo laner.
Yes. Well, I also feel like the dual lane minions are way tankier than solo. Because I'll be standing... I kill solo lane so easily. And I'm over here fucking as a carry, fucking autoing them down. I'm like, I'm taking forever to kill this fucking wave. And I can kill a fucking wave in solo in
you also have 2
seconds.
people in duo.
That's what I mean. So it would make sense that the wave is a little tankier. Because you have 4 people fighting each other in that lane. But... So I'm always, like... If you're fighting a solo laner and he's 3 levels up on you, that means he's probably 4 levels up on me. You think I'm just going to go over there and help you fight a dude that's 4 levels above both of us and have him just kill both of us and get a bigger lead? I was like, no. I'm not going over there.
I'm gonna
4 levels higher than me. I'm going to do negative... I'm going to heal him.
That's a Greystone. You literally won't even register that you're there.
Well, most solo laners at that point, too. I mean, I was a fucking steel solo laner the other day. I was doing so good, dude. I'm digging steel solo lane. I was 6-0. I was annihilating the Grim that I was against. I was like, bro, you're going to have a bad day. You're Grim.
I was just thinking, next time you're solo and I'm jungle, I want to try to do some Aurora back cap shenanigans.
Back what?
Back cap. Go in between their T1 and T2, wall the minions, circle the minions, statue the minions.
Oh, yeah. Proxy in the wave.
Yeah.
Well, the term proxy in a wave is when you would go over... You can't really do it in Predecessor. There's not enough waves.
Besides with Aurora.
Well, because proxy in the wave is when you go into the jungle behind that and in between the T1 and T2 towers, you take the wave.
I'm just
so that your wave...
I mean, if I could kill some of them with my damage, I will, but I just kind of doubt that I would be able to as Aurora.
Well, yeah, but doesn't work in Predecessor because the map's too small. And the gap in this, you're just way exposing yourself at that. You're better off, like... It's just the wave management in Predecessor is, like... In other modes is way
as
better.
Aurora, I don't think they'll be able to punish me either. Like, if a Chimera walks out that jungle door, I could just... fucking use the dash across the tower.
True.
But then it's just a point of if it's even going to be worth it anymore. Because it's all time I'm not farming.
Well, again, too, I will say if I'm the solo laner, I don't like junglers coming over and fucking with my waves. I like to try and manage my own solo wave against them.
You want the control.
Yes. I get it if they come over and, like, you want to help, like, speed clear my wave so we can push on the tower and take a tower.
Yeah.
Like, if a wave's there and you're like, okay, they just retreated, there's nobody here. Clear this wave, push it on our tower, let's try and take this tower. That's one thing. But if you just come gank and they run, like, 15 feet there, and then you come up to me and just clear my whole wave, I'm not a happy keeper. I'm like, motherfucker, because now my wave pushes up and they get the full experience, but I just split my experience with you, and you stole some farm and stuff.
Yeah.
But, whatever. I don't know. Predecessor needs a bigger map.
I want to see a version of the old map. The map that Paragon had before we even played Paragon.
Oh, the Legacy jungle map?
I'd love to see another take on that.
That was kind of... Overprimes was kind of like that.
Yeah.
It was similar. I mean, it was its own
It's like
thing,
they tried to make a love baby of both of them.
Yeah. It was like the aesthetics of the new one with the tower, towers
and the
everything.
openness. Like, the lane width felt like the Legacy. Like
Yeah,
the fact
lanes
that
in Predecessor
mid-lane
is
was,
so
like,
tiny.
enormous.
Yeah. I don't know. But I think that a new map or map... Well, I mean, they added the teleporters, but I don't think map design is high on their priority list right now. I'm sure that getting new heroes in and trying to optimize systems...
And they've been doing good. The teleporters are good. The jump flowers are good. The new river buffs are good.
I like all the changes they made to it. I would like a bigger map with more objectives, especially because, like I said, I don't play Smite that much, and it's even less Conquest. But there's so much in the jungle objectives to try and do.
That's that double-edged sword where you're like, I don't even want to play that mode anymore because you don't know all this shit.
Especially when I went like so many seasons straight without playing it, and then I go and look, And I'm like, oh, there's like 8 new objectives. I
Yeah,
don't know what
I think
any
I'm a
of these
little
are.
okay on where we're at here.
There's a number that is too much.
If we had a bigger map, I would take more objectives. With this map as it is, I think I'm okay with what we got. If they want to add something killable to unlock the actual teleport, that'd be fine, but I think I'm a little all set. Personally.
Oh, we'll see. There's a bunch of changes that we can make that they excuse me, could potentially make to Predecessor. But I'm all for it. I mean, doing stuff. Have you played with the snow map yet?
Yes.
It's pretty
I played
cool.
it today.
Yeah.
I looked at the battle pass, which I'm probably not buying just because the skins are just Argus and one Zinc skin, so I'm like...
Yeah, no, I'll get the free rewards if I get anything.
I'll get some of that amber.
Yeah. At the very end, is it a back? Is it a recall or a jump pad?
I think it's a jump thing. It's snowy. And there's 5,000 amber towards the end, so it's like...
But I will say, though, it's going to take mad long. You need to fucking play it. Because
I played 3 matches today. I didn't get a level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, that's brutal. Because, like, I feel like I gain a battle pass level, like, all the time in Smite when I was playing Smite. But they have more tiers. I think there's, 50 in this one?
Yeah.
There's, like,
if that.
Maybe, I think, well, maybe it is just 50 in Smite, too. But I'm like... I just always felt like I was getting the free stuff like all the time. It was way more.
Apex, yeah.
But I mean, it's their first battle pass. They're learning, so.
Yep.
And it's again not one that I really give a fuck about. If there were cool skins in it, then it'd be like, yo.
Yeah, if it wasn't Argus, it could have been like any other character, and I might have bought that pass.
That Decker skin looks dope. That's coming.
I forgot to check the shop. Fuck.
I didn't see it there today.
I didn't check.
I don't think it's out. Because they didn't have a patch. There was no update.
They have icons for the Aurora one in the battle pass. I'm wondering.
They gave a new player icon for 2-year anniversary.
Nice. I saw it, but I bought that Chimera icon. So
it's free.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm never changing my icon now. It's like a painted Chimera face, so it's like.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the Santa Claus.
Nice.
Feng Mao.
Yeah, we were a nice little Santa hat pair. I was Santa hat Kalari, you were Santa hat Feng Mao. It was either that or Iggy. I think I might have had the Iggy one on.
I think just going forward, every game I'm just gonna play Feng Mao.
Nice.
Because he's my highest win rate, and then I'm gonna destroy my fucking win rate with Feng Mao because I'm still gonna get a shit team and lose.
Well, I've been trying to focus more on Sephiroth because he's my second highest affinity. So I've been really trying to stick mostly to him. I mean, I still play around, but I play Sephiroth. Every time I sit down, I play at least one Sephiroth match.
Because it's like... Grux is the only person that I would fight as a Feng Mao in solo that I would be scared of to fight. I'll fight... Well, maybe Terra, because I haven't fought a Terra as Feng Mao, and Terra is just she's super tanky, and her ability is just fucking... she does a lot.
Yeah.
I actually kind of want to fight...
Terra.
I want to fight a Grux as a Terra, to be honest with you.
Oh my god, that ult's going to be perfect.
Well... Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want him more, too, be like, oh, you just pulled me. Okay, I'll just fucking short-range stun the fuck out of you.
Yeah, but that's what I also mean. You can't follow up with the uppercut if I'm in ult. You might get that pull before I pop the actual ult.
Yeah.
Hopefully for your sake. If not, you're absolutely fucked.
But that's the thing, too, with... because she has that past... She's tanky, but her abilities are on very short cooldowns. So, whereas Grux is all auto-based damage, his abilities have somewhat of a long cooldown.
Yeah.
So you'll probably hit each of your abilities twice to his once.
Besides double pain. The one that puts 2 stacks of bleed.
Oh, yeah.
That's 4 seconds.
Yeah, but at the same time, the fucking Axe throw is also
yeah.
the triple thing,
well,
that's on a 6-second cooldown. So
yeah.
But again, at this point, it fucking Terra's just I've been digging the shit out of her. So, but I don't know how I don't know how that matchup would go because I've never had.
It'd have to actually happen.
Yeah, but a Greystone,
I almost picked Greystone Jungle today, and I should have.
I was like, I'll fight a Greystone and Feng Mao all day, any day. Quang, I'm like, Quang could potentially outdamage a Feng Mao if they can hit their sword. So that's how I judge a Quang when I go to fight a Quang. I'm like, can he hit his sword? No? Okay, I win this lane. If you can hit the sword with Quang, you're going to do a fuckload of damage.
Nope.
If you can't hit the sword, you're not going to do much of any damage. But that's why people, like, use the sword when they engage on you. You can't miss if they're standing on top of you. You drop it on yourself.
Well, that's what I do with Sevrog too, the root. Yeah. Because it's such a big circle, too. Like,
I remember it being smaller in Paragon.
I think it was. It's fucking huge in this.
I want to be good with Sevrog because he's a fucking ring wraith.
He's got such good combos. I like going root, dash into knockup, or the real best is dash, knockback, root them where they land so that you can walk up and hit them with another siphon.
I like the siphon fucking heals you.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
It's very nice.
I just don't I know it's a skill thing and it should absolutely stay the way it is. It's my own personal thing. I don't like that it's only minion kills with abilities. I don't like that because that then means
it's so much pressure. It's so much slowing down because you have to wait.
The problem is you don't get mana with those stacks. You get health. So Sevrog is almost always out of mana. You're more mana hungry. I feel like you're more hungry because you always got to be using Siphon to get those last hits.
Yeah, but it's
like Soul Laner,
20 mana.
Yeah, but I won't use an ability on a wave. I'll just fucking, like, sometimes just auto a whole wave to save mana. Because when you're fighting, you use all this mana. So.
That's what I mean, but, like, I'm in jungle, I'm dumping that on cooldown. Because I need to get through, like, of course, as they get lower, I have to wait a sec.
Beat the fuck out of everybody.
Of course, as they get lower, I do have to, like, make sure I last hit. But if I come up on the wave, I'm dumping all of my shit constantly and still not running out. So I don't know if it's like a scaling with its max mana
in the jungle with the
that would do it
jungle
too.
thing too. On
and with Siphon costing so little that
which
that's
is why I'm always like, if you're a jungler and you're not an Aurora, a Shinbi, or a Countess, give me as a solo laner the fucking mana, the blue buff, please.
No, I'm taking it as Sevrog too.
Or Sevrog, yeah, whatever. But like,
to be fair, if you're not magic,
if you're Rampage or Chimera, you should always give the soul because you have infinite mana. You will always be full mana.
Well, it's also a cooldown buff.
Yeah. Well, it's the mana helps the soul because you can stay in the fight longer.
And to be fair, that cooldown buff would help them too.
As a jungler, you're back into base more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Because you can be like, over here, okay, I'm going to the left side of the map. It's faster to back and use the jump pad to get to the left side.
Yeah, especially if you're up to date on camp, so like literally nothing's up in between.
So I'm just like, just give it to me, and you'll be fine. Like, Rampage literally has full mana at all times. Because you're only using one ability to clear the whole time. And the amount of mana...
2 max. You can use the jump to engage the, like...
I use them. And I'll use it on the thing, because you can auto in the air and you'll drop down immediately, so you don't jump against a wall. But the amount of mana he gains for auto-in is fucking... ridiculous. You'll use all 3 of your abilities on a wave, and then by the time you finish killing that wave after the damage, you're back at full mana. It's like, even though I just dumped all my abilities, this is crazy.
But now to some manga.
The manga. Which one were you hyped most about when you read? Or rather, which one do you want to talk about the most?
Probably KaguraBachi.
Samurano!
Yeah. Speaking of which, the banner right now is KaguraBachi.
Glorious. Oh, speaking of KaguraBachi, the anime got announced.
Yeah, it sure did. It's
announced that it's going to happen.
It's hard to tell what's substantiated or not. But I saw a post saying that Shueisha rejected Mappa's bid for it.
That would be hilarious.
Stating that they're already working on too much shit. I actually took a picture of that post.
I'm going to Google that. Oh, God, how the fuck do you spell Shueisha?
Shue.
Oh, got it. That was enough for it to pop up. Rejects Mappa for Kagura. KaguraBachi.
Because it's just a random post I saw, but it was very. It even laid out everything they're working on, so it seemed very real.
All right, I've seen now 3 articles, 4 saying the same thing.
Hey.
I'm not clicking on it, just the title.
Yeah, that's enough for me.
High amount of products in their production line. Well, because one of them here is not just 3 Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, more than 10 projects are hinged on MAPPA.
Under those bastards trying to get KaguraBachi.
Even this article says there were reports this week that Shueisha rejected MAPPA's bid to adapt KaguraBachi manga because this studio has live projects, more than 10 in the coming years. Some of them are quite well known at the moment, such as Jujutsu Kaisen. Others are niche, and others that can potentially lead to more seasons in the future.
We've actually hit critical mass. MAPPA has so many projects that the comics don't even want to give them the rights anymore.
Baseball, anime, Battery, Oblivion.
I hate to say it though, but you couldn't find a better studio. So,
was
there nowhere between what we have and MAPPA?
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna judge them based on previous works without seeing.
The funny thing is, I was looking at the pictures of what they do, of the things they've done, and there's a couple that don't follow what I'm about to say. So there's still chance.
Well, because isn't Dance? They haven't done much of other stuff.
They did Devilman Crybaby.
Okay. So they have one other guitar. And like Sakamoto's people, they didn't do too much stuff, right?
Yeah, but people are already bitching about the trailer for that one, too.
Oh, well.
I didn't mind it. But what I was going to say is, like, 2 of them don't follow this rule, too. But all besides those 2 were these really bright, colorful ones with a bunch of girls.
Oh, yeah.
This is a bunch of dudes and is black. Yeah. Like...
But again, I will reserve judgments until I see a trailer of some kind.
I'll have my quiet judgments and wait for it to see.
Yeah. But who knows?
Yeah.
Could be good. It's going to be a lot hinging on it with how popular the manga is. KaguraBachi's fan base is quite loud.
Yeah.
So.
But, I mean, that didn't stop the Promised Neverland from shitting the bed.
Yeah, or Tokyo Ghoul.
It's both of which are the most confusing because both were so successful.
Right.
Especially Promised Neverland. It was getting glazed so hard, me included. Like,
and the thing with Promised Neverland is, like, when they did the second season, the whole manga was done at that point. So it's more like, why stuff the entire rest of the series into one 25 or 13 episodes season 2?
Yeah.
Whatever one it was, when you did so well on season 1 of The Promised Neverland.
It's insane.
Ugh.
So I'm cautiously excited.
Yes. But like we said too when we talked about this when it is announced, it's honestly not a bad time to start adapting KaguraBachi into an anime. Mm-hmm. Because of the way animation production cycles are now, there's 60 chapters out now. One season, like a 13-episode season, is probably going to cover somewhere between 40 to 50 chapters. And then it's going to take 2 years.
It may even go a little bit faster because there's a lot of fighting in KaguraBachi.
True. But either way, it's going to take another at least 2 to 3 years for the next season. And by that time, that's another 120 to 150 chapters. It's not going to be 150. There's always break weeks. He hasn't missed a week yet, but it's going to be over 100 chapters more. You're like, okay, he has another 40 or 50 chapters season 2. And you still have 60 or so chapters left, and then by the time season 3 comes out, you have another. Who knows how long this is going to go.
Yeah.
Because I don't see KaguraBachi so far as a story going past the revenge of the Hisaku. Maybe there's some conflict with the Kabunami afterwards, but
maybe
there's going to have to be some kind of massive world building that has to take place for the story to continue past the Hishaku for me.
Well, there is still, again, they were fighting somebody.
True.
Which would, again, that would go fall under more world building, but
I
could see it there.
Well, those people could not exist anymore because there's some kind of heinous crime these people did. So I'm thinking genocide.
I'm also wondering. I'm thinking baby sacrifice to make the swords.
Yeah, but then that would fall on Rokuhira's sins, not
True.
the sword bearer's sins.
True.
I think the sword bearers went on a genocide of whoever they were fighting.
I think it's worse than genocide. I think you go into war expecting to kill a whole bunch of your enemy. It's so weird saying worse than genocide. I kind of walk that back a little bit, but you know what I mean.
Because you gotta look at how fucking, especially this chapter with the owl in the fucking sky.
Speaking of which, too, I wish I could credit this person on Twitter this time. It makes 100% sense that Samura's the one that's radicalized because he saw the most of the war.
Yeah.
Everyone else had their single perspective. He was literally seeing what everyone was doing.
I also love how they're sitting there worried the most about Samura being like, yo, this guy's a
Yeah,
huge
they're
threat.
sweating. The Shaku's sweating.
Because I'm like, that means that he could kill all of you in that room right now because he has a sword and none of you can do anything.
We skipped over the most important part first, though.
Oh.
No, not Chihiro going down. Shiba glazing. It's always the most important part.
Took you long enough to get here. But at the same time, though,
Yeah.
Samura's not worried because it's the same thing. All sorcery falls in comparison to an enchanted blade. And that would include Shiba.
Yeah.
Whether he is the pinnacle of sorcery or not, I still think Shiba would lose against an enchanted
I think he
blade.
would lose against this one specifically, especially because he's practically already teleporting.
And he's got the owl's eye and the thing. So it's
Yeah.
like, how far away are you going to teleport? He's going to know where you are at all times.
It's very telling Shiba's reaction to Samura saying that his Shaku knows about her sins, and Shiba's even like, "Oh, fuck me."
Yep. They know about the genocide. I'm sticking with the genocide thing.
Yeah.
I think that they wiped out that country that they were fighting against in that war.
I just feel like, do these people not already know that they did that? You can't really hide it.
True. True.
I feel like they had
Hey.
to have personally been murdering babies. Like, yeah.
World War II Germany didn't find out about the Holocaust until after the war ended.
True.
Propaganda is a very strong tool.
They're definitely
Especially
baby killers.
in this time of age when we know it's not current age. They got flip phones and shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like depends on where this country was, you know what I mean? Propaganda is a very powerful tool with lack of information. Internet in our world has really damaged the outreach of propaganda or lessened the outreach of propaganda because there's so many news sources now.
Well,
But at the same time, it still exists. I'm saying
I'm saying double-edged sword. It's also increased the reach because now you can just type it out and it's everywhere.
yeah, misinformation, stuff like that, yeah.
There's literally bots on Twitter dedicated to this shit.
Yeah, but like you couldn't hide the Holocaust.
No, yeah. It's
At least I don't think you would be able to.
nah. I think you could for an amount of time. Is it going to be the same amount of time? Is it going to be longer or shorter? I think
True.
there's still. It also
Because at
depends
the
on what
same
country
time-
you're in.
At the same time, because you gotta think, it was happening behind enemy lines, like on German side.
Yeah.
So we didn't even find out about it until we started taking back territories, till we encroached on the places where it was happening. We're like, oh shit,
Poland, set them up there.
this is happening here. Once we take back Poland or whatever, it's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
I also think like how it was the big news stories about China rounding up the Muslim communities in their country. How long were they doing that before we got news of it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Yeah.
weird, perilous times we live in.
Chihiro's living in perilous times right now too.
He's barely living in.
He'll be fine. He's got the little girl to fucking come touch him and heal him to full.
I just don't know how you can look at these guys and be like, yes, these are the people that are going to carry out my justice. Like, they're so obviously shady.
Yeah.
Look at fucking Yura, man. That man does not have good intentions. I don't give a fuck what they told you.
I still want the Shinuichi owner to get his sword back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm okay with him getting it back and then some shenanigans happens that gets Yura to get it, whatever, so that Chihiro can have like a final battle against Yura.
Yeah.
With Yura having a blade, or maybe Yura has to settle for a different blade because it's like shit. Shinichi guy got his fucking sword back, and I ain't. If I'm scared of Samura, they're definitely gonna be scared of that guy. Yeah. That guy's known for being that the Shinichi is just bar none outright stated to be the most powerful and the most dangerous one. So it's like
the only one that needed extra ceiling.
And every time we look at this dude, from side profiles and like
they just saw him again from like behind.
It's like he's just so menacing.
Specifically, when they talked about their sins, it flashed to that guy again.
Yeah.
They intend to tear the lid off and bring this country down.
And that guy's still sitting in a bunch of pillars with fucking paper seals everywhere. So it's like,
Here he could get his arm back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it would happen.
Yeah.
Fuck.
There's,
Chihiro got fucked up, too.
Yeah. There's another big, interesting drop here.
The owl in the sky is wild, though. It's like,
and
awesome. Then he just teleported into where they were. It's like, found you instantly.
I found it interesting. They mentioned that that they told Samura specifically who the Kamunabi person is.
Oh,
that
the
leaked.
leaker, yeah.
Yeah. I found that very interesting.
Well, I'm not too surprised. I do find it interesting, but I don't find it too surprised that Samura would want to know that info with what we know about him now. That dude would be on his list to get rid of.
Oh, yeah. Even if he had, like, gripes with Kunishige, even if he, like, did take it personally, like, oh, you made the nukes.
But it didn't seem completely like that when we saw the flashback of when they...
No, but I mean, he just killed the kid he was hanging out with in those flashbacks.
I don't know if... So do you think Samura really believes that he killed Chihiro, or if he's just trying to get Chihiro?
I think he might really believe it. I'm not 100% sure either, because the part that struck out to me in the whole scene was, like, towards the very end after saying, like, all our sins. He goes, does Chihiro know? And Shiba just makes a face. I think it's Samur that even says he doesn't need to know that. And I feel like
at the end of the chapter, he says too that Chihiro doesn't need to turn into us.
Yes.
So that would imply after he's already left and killed him. Why would you say that if you thought he was dead?
Yeah, both of those lines did like kind of strike me as you think he might be alive, but then again, he looks fucking dead.
Yeah, but his eyes were half open at the end. Well, I mean, it could just be like, oh, here's his dead body, but obviously we know he's not. He's the main character.
Yeah.
There's a 0% chance he dies in this moment. Imagine though, and then now just Mr. Shiba's the main character. Mr. Shiba takes up
Shiba show.
He takes up N10.
No. Give it to Hakuri or something. Don't let this man lose his teleportation.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. I found it so, like, sadly cute that they're just like, oh, and we depleted Hakuri. I'm like, oh, he's just this battery to be depleted now.
But that's the thing.
That's his whole role.
See, Samura's endgame makes no sense to me at all, though.
It's crazy to me that he thinks he could take on all 4 other enchanted blades by himself. And more people than that. Because there'll also be other sorcerers not contracted in the Shaku.
But then when you say he does succeed, what do you do with the swords? Because he even says he plans to kill himself when it's over.
Throw him in a volcano. I don't know.
You'd think fucking Gokurakugai would have thought of that. Instead of putting him in a box in his house.
Yeah.
So. Which it would work. Because I don't give a fuck what kind of magic, what fucking
if they're protected, you're not getting them out.
Yeah, but also with whatever kind of magic element this is supposed to be, you made these swords, which means you were able to heat them to forging temperatures, which means you used a fire to do that. Lava's hot enough
you
to
don't know.
Melt whatever that
could also be magic.
Sure,
like half of the process could be magic.
Hey, This takes place in the 90s era. They got space technology. Put it on a rocket and send it to the sun.
It's also worth noting It's also worth noting he's the only one that could make the sword / use the material, so it could involve his sorcery is what allowed him to do it. That's why I went to child sacrifices, by the way, because I'm like, maybe he just learned a way to do it that other people didn't know, a la sacrificing people. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe the blood of the pure is what harnesses it.
But it's, like you said, it's wild to think he thinks he can take them all on. One-on-one, he could take on 3 of them. But I'm all in on the bets that the Shinuichi dude is the strongest one.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Samura takes that dude. But he could be thinking the Kabunami would never allow him to get his sword back, so I'll be able to just break in there and kill the dude. Because he's definitely going to be able to do it without a fucking Cheta blade. Like, I think Urahara would have put up a fight if he had his actual sword.
Probably.
Not just a regular sword. But actually, maybe not, because he beat him with a regular sword.
Yeah. You'd have more of a chance, at least.
Talk about a 180 for us flagging fucking some more death flags to... Nope, he's a traitor.
It's so sad.
Yes.
It's also sad that they immediately sealed Kumayuri, so we won't even get to see what it actually fucking does.
Well, I'm sure they'll give it back to this dude once he's up and running, but at the same time, they don't... Didn't he say that he doesn't... Didn't Samura say...
He couldn't see it.
That it's better that way? Because he would know instantly if they tried to use it, so... That's basically a threat to being like, you use it, I'm coming here and killing whoever's using it, and just taking the sword with me.
But tell me, maybe there's some implicit sin to the swords themselves on top of whatever they used it for.
Now, here's a thought. Do you think anyone can use 2 blades? Because we've seen Chihiro use 2. He picked up Cloud Gouge and was able to use it. Or do you think Chihiro can do it because he's a Rokuhiro?
I think anyone can do it. I took its explanation as it would just be hard to do. Because it, like, pumps all your energy into them. I feel like it's just, like, splitting your total, like, mana
But at the
pool.
same time, when he was using that shit, he used, like... all of Cloud Gouge's abilities, and then went to the next room and then fought.
Yeah.
I forget Hakuri's dad, and used all of his fucking N10 abilities.
Yeah, he was fine.
And that was all within like a 2-hour period, whatever the time they spent at the auction house. So I think that it was not as strenuous as he made it out to be.
No. Pull it together, Cloud Goucher. May.
That was lit.
So good.
Or maybe he was only able to do that because it was already broken, so it was like...
Just using up that last juice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Next manga.
Next on the docket.
We got Gokurakugai, Sakamoto Days, and Wild Strawberry.
Yeah, there's no Dan-to-Dan chapter this week. I feel like fucking Kaiju has been fucking eons.
I feel the same. It's 18 days till our next Spy Family.
It has been eons since it's been almost a month. But we get a Kaiju chapter tomorrow.
Yes, thank God. No Chainsaw Man. I feel like, I swear to God, I got baited. I swear to God it said there would be one this week.
Oh yeah, you said 17 days for Spy Family?
Yeah.
And it's been since October 27th. Brutality.
That's a full ass break.
Astro Baby, another day till that.
Yeah, so just 3 left.
Yeah, because there was no Chainsaw Man, Breaksaw Man this week.
Rakugokugai.
Gokurakugai. Really not much to say because half of it was no dialogue.
Yeah.
Just exploring the house more.
And Tao being a badass.
Yes.
I like how when she busts through the hallway, she literally comes down on the manga.
Yurlei was like, hey, just because I don't live here anymore doesn't mean you can trash the place.
Like, it was so sick.
But more Nay's story,
Yeah.
which is good. I guess her family murderer, the murderer of her family, is right there.
And he's totally going to be the crushing death guy. Like, he's definitely going to be the guy.
Yeah.
So that means the person that murdered her family also died of getting crushed and then became a manga? That sucks.
Well,
You gotta deal with this fuck twice.
right? So, see, because I always thought that these people, they died of the thing, right? But then also that's how they kill people. But they were murderers. Most of them were murderers before. So did they die by their own murder fucking MO? Like this dude crushes people to death and then that's how he died. And now he's a manga that
Well, he may
crushes
have
people to
even
death.
just, like, killed people normally before he was a manga and then got crushed to death.
True. But like the other guy, the fucking psycho guy that we saw, what's the...
The Choki one?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was his MO.
Yeah. Wasn't there another one? Like, or was she the girl, the guy, the cut one?
Yeah, the girl. She was the
You know what? I
one.
think I might be fucking thinking of the dude from Sakamoto. That fucking psycho dude that just cut people up, but then died when he got into the fucking the Uber.
Yeah.
But anyway. Yeah, so he's here.
There's a
You
lot
think
of
it's-
really good face shots of Nay this chapter.
Yes. Which is good because ever since she was introduced, I was like, I like this girl. I needed more of her. So I like that she's in the story currently. Yeah, that face, that
Yeah.
anger, and those eyes popping out of her fucking skull, too. And he's just like, that's how you should have been acting.
The moment you saw me.
What's there? Strawberry? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Another one that has like...
You know, it's so fucking funny. I went to, like, open Wild Strawberry. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, we're done with that last fight. We're going to get back into the plot and move forward. And then I opened it up. I'm like, oh, fuck, right. We're in a flashback. Fuck me.
Yeah, we're in the Makoto flashback that he says nothing. And
I immediately drained all the excitement.
And it shows none of them, like there was no, like, relationship building between him and these people, and then they're just dead, and then he's sad. And I'm like, but why are you
there's
sad?
one
You didn't give
relationship
a
build.
Fuck.
They proved themselves a little bit, so he's like, hey, let's go to dinner. And we don't even get to see the fucking dinner, and then they're dead. So they took one step. Oh, man, is this flashback not going to be over, too?
Oh, definitely. Probably not.
Oh, fuck me,
You might see some, because it didn't really cover everything Makoto this time, so there's going to be more Makoto stuff.
Damn it, man.
Yeah.
I'm less sad about his death the more flashback I'm getting. Having an inverse relationship. If that chapter was all just Kingo crying over his corpse, it would have been better.
Yeah, probably.
It just hurts. Oh, we actually can talk about one Centuria chapter.
Why is that?
Because I read one Centuria chapter.
Well, we can talk two, because I didn't read... So I've read two. You read one.
Yeah.
So we can still talk about the two that I read. Because we didn't talk about the one I didn't read last week. Because I didn't read it.
Are we on the same spot then? The one you didn't read last week is the one ahead of you that I was. So now that you've read two, we have one to talk about.
Well, let's find out. What chapter are you on, sir? Let me get to my Centuria.
I had read 21.
Give me a moment. Uno momento. Centuria. Right there. So you have read 21.
Yeah.
And I have read 22.
Yeah, so I do.
So now
Because I was
I'm
one
one
ahead
ahead.
of you last time, and then you said you read two.
Yeah, so I guess now I'm one ahead of you.
Yes. Which puts us at the convergence of the saddest thing ever.
Yes.
That was pretty much the whole chapter that we have to talk about is Ongval showing up Ongval realizing she gonna die, and then Ongval dying.
See, I don't know if it happened at the beginning of 22, at the end of 21, and we can't fucking read it.
We'll wait then. We'll wait.
Because there was one super satisfying thing that happened at least. But yeah, Ongval dying was big sad.
Yeah, because I think the chapter literally ends with him putting a hole through her, and then Julian like reacting to it.
Oh yeah, that is how it ended. You're right.
Yeah.
22 was big fire.
Sad. Was it?
It was.
I need to pop them up on the browser because those are the 2 chapters now. The 2 chapters ahead of me are the 2 chapters that I must have opened ahead of time.
2 and 22 and 23?
Yeah, so I have to find both those on a browser tonight. Yeah. Pouring one out for Ongval.
Yes. Oh, we knew it. It was going to come, though. As soon
Yeah,
as they're like,
I thought it was going to come like 10 chapters ago. I thought she was going to die like in the woods.
Oh, against the monster?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as that chapter opened where fucking Julian was like,
so good.
our life is so good. I can live like this forever. I was like, you just said that in a seinen.
And then literally like the next chapter too is when it opened with TT setting up the table for everybody.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if this is quote unquote shonen. This is a seinen manga.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep calling it that.
It's absolutely is because I saw a wolf with a gigantic multiple heads with people hanging down from its fur.
Yeah, you could show anyone that picture and you'd be like, what is this from? Is this from Berserk? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's from Centuria. Ah, so Centuria is like Berserk.
And it's about raising a child. Like, it's absolutely seinen.
Yeah.
What high school kid is going to relate with what Julian's main arc is?
I feel like Centuria can be described as Thorfinn in Berserk's world, where he strives to be a peaceful life, but whereas Thorfinn is a pacifist now and doesn't fight, in this world he has to fight because, but his end goal is the same as Thorfinn's end goal, but his journey is Guts' journey.
Yes.
So far, anyway.
So far.
It's not as bad as Guts' so far.
So far.
So far.
Though I'm not sure if they're going to be topping that, so...
At least not the Eclipse side of it.
No.
But there's other things that fucking Guts went through that you could also go through. What?
I can't even speak it out loud.
What?
I can't even say it.
Oh.
I was like, unless the prince is going to pop open Ogval's armor and start clapping some cheeks, then no, it's not going to get as bad as the Eclipse.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But hey, at least in that situation, Ongval died or dies.
Does that make it better
no,
or worse?
No, it's not. What I'm saying is Casca lives through the situation. Yeah. Ongval didn't. So.
Yeah.
Trauma either way.
But it adds a different flavor.
And both were made to watch. Guts more violently, though.
Yeah.
He was held down by demons, and their claws were ripping his eyes open, and he lost an eye from that.
Brutal.
Yeah. Berserk is fucking
I lightly
wild.
Caressed a little bit like of dust off of your Berserk volume. I stacked my books on top of it, though, to protect it from that.
Yeah. I need to get back on it. They just the volumes I have left are buried. They're still in a box buried somewhere, but the volume I'm currently reading is next to my bed. It's just the only time I'm next to it now is when I'm going to sleep, and when I go to my room, it's sleep time.
From the chair I usually game in for PlayStation, at least, I could see my 20th Century Boys volume.
Oh, you still haven't read any of that either? Damn.
I'm still more than halfway through it, but I haven't read any more of it since.
Damn.
It's literally, I could see it from there. And your Berserk volume, for that matter, because it's on the corner of my partner's desk, and you can see it through the door.
I don't know if I have 2 or 3 more before I'd have to buy. I think it's only 2. Well, 3 if you count the one I'm reading.
Yeah.
But I'm like halfway through it. Though when I do go back to read it, I'll probably go back like 2 chapters because I don't really remember where I'm at right now in it. And I think I'm in the middle of like a conflict, so I'll need that refresher. But I do want to buy some more manga soon. Probably going to start buying Dan to Dan.
Yeah.
I say, as I have literally nowhere to put volumes.
I also want to buy Dan to Dan, though.
All my Berserk volumes are sitting in a box on the floor. So my bookshelf in my room is filled with my actual books, and that bookshelf behind you is 1A in the basement. Those are all hardcover, so they're kind of protected.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to put a manga, softcover manga down here.
No.
I just feel like that would be dangerous.
I just found a tote full of my partner's manga. Stoked.
Nice. Did you like brisk through it? Anything good in there?
No, I know most of what he already owns. He owns a bunch of like hardcover JoJo parts, and he has a shitload of Vigilantes, and that's why I wanted to find it. Is I want to find out where he left off getting Vigilantes and buy out the rest of the series, and then shove it towards it and be like, finish.
Well, you could get him a volume or 2 for Christmas or something. Yeah. That might be a nice boosted start to him getting back into it.
Because it's so good.
Did you finish the manga?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. It's so good. I want to reread the manga.
You were going ham on fucking regular My Hero, too, until it just stopped and then got bad.
I was about to say ham might be a...
Well, you were reading the manga, weren't you?
Yeah, I picked it up from the beginning of the Gentleman Hero arc, and I didn't finish the Gentleman Hero arc.
Oh. I thought you were deep into it.
No. I started deep into it.
Never mind it.
Yes. I want to, though, because Horikoshi's art is incredible. Fucking hiccups.
Yeah, I don't know. I've lost interest in My Hero, to be honest with you.
I don't blame you. I would have a lot more interest if I was reading that manga, though, versus watching that cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Speaking of not watching, we haven't watched Tower of God in a couple weeks now.
That's a good thing.
I'm sure we'll be back.
That's not.
Because we just finished The Boys.
Nice.
I thought it was supposed to be the last season, and it's just not.
I didn't know it was supposed to be. That's the first I'm hearing of it potentially being the last season.
Maybe I took crazy pills one day then, because it's definitely not.
Excuse me. I don't know too much about The Boys, but I know how it ends in the comics. And based on what I've already seen in the show, that ending's not possible anymore.
Huh.
Well, it could be. I don't really want to spoil it for you.
I appreciate it. Because I can't imagine it's going to go 2 more seasons. It's got to be 1 more. I hope. Because it was good, but it's just like... Some of the plot lines already felt a little forced. This season, I'm just like...
They're trying to go more just for, like, shock value of, like...
Well, they've always had, like, the shock value. It was more like the melodrama that really got me.
I hate melodrama.
Oh my God. It's like... Suddenly Huey gets a call that his dad's in the hospital, and this person's going through, like... Frenchie's got the stupidest arc, actually. I'm just going to say it. Frenchie's got, like, the worst fucking arc in this fucking season. Isn't he in jail
or something?
He turns himself in at one point. But the whole thing is, he gets, like, a fling with a guy. Whatever. Frenchie's already established by. The stupidest thing is, he has a fling for the guy whose family he murdered on, like, someone's orders.
Does so, like, the guy know that?
No. So for, like, half the season, too, it's just Frenchie brooding. Not even telling, like, the audience yet that that's why. It's just him brooding while around this guy constantly, not willing to tell Kimiko why. And then you find out why. It's like, what the fuck have you been here for then, Frenchie?
Right, and like, why, first off,
of all the people in
why
all
are you
the
having
world,
a fling with anybody when you got Kimiko?
Yeah, but hey, Kimiko even tells us, like, I'm not, like, into you in that way, which would have been fine if they don't renege that by the end of the season. But I'll get to that.
Well, I haven't seen this season, but the last that I knew that they were... Didn't they have, like, sharing kisses? They're, like, making out and shit in this previous season?
I don't even remember.
It's been a long time since I watched The Boys.
Plus, you didn't even watch the previous season.
I haven't seen the last episode of the one with Soldier Boy.
Okay, so yeah, you did. I thought you were still on Stormfront season.
No. I didn't see the very last episode of the final confrontation between Soldier Boy and Homelander. But I know kind of how it goes. Soldier Boy hits the kid, so now Butcher and fucking Homelander team up against Soldier Boy. And I know that... I haven't seen it, but I know Homelander kills May, or what's her name?
Maeve.
Maeve, yeah. Which is big sad because I love Maeve.
I also love Maeve. It's like, why are you sleeping with the guy whose whole family you killed?
Right?
That's just like... Mom, dad, and sibling. Like...
Oh. I was thinking, like, wife and children.
No!
Which would be worse.
It would
but at
be
the
worse.
same time, it is not
it's
much
pretty equal.
Less worse that it was parents and sibling.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like it's one next step if it was wife and children. But that one step down is not a huge step down.
And then the part that makes it all worse, like, I already didn't like it because it felt so melodramatic all the way up till then. But the part that makes it even worse is he admits that finally everyone knows he would eventually would. And tells the guy very obviously is like, get the fuck away from me, you fucking psychopath, and leaves. That all makes sense. Frenchie turns himself into the police. He's starting to feel guiltier and guiltier over all the shit he's done in life.
What does he turn himself in for? Murdering those people?
Yeah, murder in general. He's just like, I murder people. And at first, like, the person that just wasn't, like, paying attention or whatever. He's just like, I murder people! And they're like... So he turns himself in. But the part that really irks me the most is just they renege on all of this. By the end of the season, him and Kimiko patch up their friendship and then go into a relationship.
So somehow
you
he gets out of
wasted
prison,
my time for no reason with a really contrived, boring plot line that made Frenchie look just awful. Just terrible.
Very, because that's like some serial killer type power play to murder someone's family and then develop feelings for the victim. That's like Jeffrey Dahmer type shit.
Yeah, and it all started because he ran into him because the guy is like an activist for like Starlight's little political organization right now. She has like a bunch of activists with
he met
shit.
This person out of jail. I thought he met this person in jail.
No. He was just stopping by to tell Starlight something about like the plan they have with the boys, and he's just there like putting up flyers and stuff. He's like, "Oh hey," and they just. Yeah, Frenchie had all of the freedom in the world to not sleep with this man.
He slept with him?
Yes!
Oh, Jesus, Frenchie.
At first he was, like, avoiding it, too. Like,
I thought it was just, like, would they, won't they type shit, and then he tells him, he's like, get the fuck out of it.
That's the funniest part is kind of will they, won't they, but he's, like, acting weird about it at first, being, like, trying to avoid him and stuff. And then he tells the audience, I'll say, in this case, the audience learns why he's been acting weird, and then he sleeps with him. It's like set up purposefully just to make Frenchie look the worst possible.
It's pretty bad.
And that's one character's plot line. Huey's is a little better, but it did just kind of like irk me. It's about like his dad goes in the hospital and his mom has power of attorney, but his mom walked out on him when he was a kid. So it's just like, this is not what I'm here at The Boys for. Right. I'm not just here for violence either. Some of the shock stuff, I'm kind of just like, ugh, he just did that just to be shocking.
The A-Train redemption arc looked pretty interesting.
That's that's up there with like the best parts. I think A-Train's whole part of this season is like a shining gem. Not just because it's a redemption, just because it was done really well. It's like bit by bit, like Mother's Milk has a conversation with it. It's like he makes up with one person at a time too. Like Huey's dad's in the hospital. There's one point where Huey's like, "Look, man, you already like stick your neck out for us. All of our beef is gone. If you get me some V for my dad. He's gonna die. This is the only thing I can think of to try to help him." And she's doing like, He breaks into Homelander's office to get the V. All of the V is in Homelander's room now. He even breaks into there to get it for Huey.
Does he get it?
Yeah. And even when he goes up to Huey, he's like, I know you're not actually going to forgive me, but here. And Huey's even like, you're right. I was planning on coming here just like tell you you're still an asshole, but no, we're good. We're even going to shake on it.
Nice. Good for Huey.
Right? And good for A-Train. Like,
I assume that there's melodrama then that Homelander discovers some of the V's missing.
Yes, Homelander discovers that there's also just like a leak in general, but as far as I remember, I don't think they ever get A-Train on it. By the time they figure out it's A-Train, A-Train's gone. A-Train's fucking out of there.
Good for him that he just runs away. It's like, I'm out.
Yeah. It's not like that explicit. Because like they throw someone else under the bus for it at first. Because he finds Ashley in there doing something too. He's like, I saw what you're doing in there. At first he's like, really? Your petty revenge is taking shits in Homelander's toilet? But if I still tell him, he'll still murder you. So you gotta keep my secret too.
She takes shits in his toilet as petty revenge.
It leaves floaters, yeah. It's like, really? You're risking your life for a few floaters?
That's hilarious. First off, which makes no sense, because how does anyone sneak anything? Because Homelander can see through the whole building.
And hear really far, but he's not always there either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's risking a lot.
Just for that. But, like, they throw someone else under the bus. That person gets killed at first. So for a while, they're like, oh, the leak's plugged. But eventually, they're like,
no, it's still here.
It was A-Train.
And where did A-Train go? He's just like, I'm leaving the country, doing
Yeah,
his
he
own
just
thing.
disappeared, took his family, left.
Good for him.
And there's a lot of, like, really good A-Train moments, too. Like, that wasn't the only time he, like, really showed up for them. Like, he straight up saved them from Black Noir in the Deep.
Yeah, I saw that fight. They were fighting fucking the new Black Noir falls asleep or something.
He's narcoleptic.
He's a fucking narcoleptic.
He can also fly, though, but he doesn't do it because he's playing Black Noir.
Yeah. I saw some of those scenes, too, where it's like him in the Deep. He's like, you gotta embrace the noir. Murder made him so horny. I was like, did it, though?
The Deep is also just the worst. It's just the same holding pattern of, like, the same plot line over and over with the Deep. Another octopus lover of his dies this season.
Stop having octopus lovers, bro.
It's like, it's the same plot line. I feel like I flashed back to season 2.
Is he forced to eat it again?
No, this time it's his own fault. It, like, breaks, and he, like, closes the door and just listens to it die. Yeah.
Murderer.
Just the worst guy.
Yes.
Somehow. Homelander's there and the Deep's still the worst guy.
Fuck him.
And Homelander's arc is also really good this season, I will say. It's like a torn between, like, trying to raise Ryan right, and also the fact that he's himself is aging and, like, coming to terms with his own past and upbringing. It's really good shit. He goes back to where he was, I'd say, created.
Yeah, I saw scenes of that. He goes fucking psycho on those bitches.
Yeah.
But then that one lady that just was not afraid of him at all.
Oh, yeah, but she also...
I'm sure she dies. She gets killed in the elevator, right?
No, she gets locked into the room that he was locked in without food. Actually, sorry, everyone there dies by the end. Well, yeah. Every single person in that room is dead. There's a room they would lock him in to see how long he could, like, starve for and stuff. He locks her in that room and kills everyone else there, so there's no one there to let her out.
Yeah. So she'll just starve to death in there.
Yeah. And somehow that's probably the least bad of the first 3 people that die. The first one gets incinerated in a room that was meant to test how much heat he could handle. The second one gets their dick lasered off. Straight through. Hole right through.
Brutal.
And it was actually that lady that actually comes in and is like, come on. Put him out of his misery. While he's crying on the floor, clasping his gigantic hole. That scene was awful. Oh my god, it was so tense. Because he's also it leads up to it at first. He's like, "Okay, you want to live? Jack off in front of us."
Sounds like a Homelander thing to say.
Yeah, because that one started as the guy gave him a nickname like, I forgot what it even was, spurt or something, because of, while he's alone in the room, he was watching the cameras while he's, so you're kind of making fun of him about that. So it's like, okay, you're going to perform right now then. If you don't come right now, I'm going to blast your dick off.
And he did it anyway. Or did he just not come, so he blasted
He just
dick
didn't
off?
come.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't. It's all right, Marty. Yeah. That whole scene, his whole arc this season, really good, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did fucking the kid ruin things again? As he does every season?
Yeah. I was going to say no at first because, like, his arc's pretty good as well. Him learning how fake superheroes are and shit like that. Being torn between Butcher and Homelander as father figures. But he just kind of fuck it up towards the end. But it's also partially Butcher's fault. They kind of, like... It's bottom of the ninth. They're running out of options. So they finally come clean to Ryan being like, you're probably the only thing in this universe right now that could possibly kill Homelander. And we need you to do it. But of course, Ryan's like that. You want me to kill my dad?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no. So you brought me here just to do that. And Mallory, the CIA chick that was in charge of Butcher, and Butcher are there. And Mallory's even like, well, if you do try to leave right now, I'm gonna hit this button right here that locks all the doors and fills this place with like halogen stuff to knock you out, and we'll all take a nice big nap for a while. Because we can't let Homelander know, obviously. So it's like, we'll do that. He's like, no, I just want to leave. You brought me here just to be a weapon. Like, this isn't a chat. This isn't that. I just want to fucking leave. And she's like, I'm sorry, kid. She was like, talking about how much she loved her because she was watching over Ryan for a time too. Yeah. She's talking about how much I love her. Ryan goes to push her. Slams her head into the fucking wall.
Like, just tries to do a child push, but it does a Homelander push instead.
Yeah.
Dead,
and she did.
Yeah.
And he walked out.
And Butcher was just standing there? Or
yeah. Butcher's probably radicalized now at this point. Because like, the whole time he's like, it's Ryan. I got to protect him and stuff. And now he just saw Mallory get killed by him. So it's like, that mixed with other plot lines in the show, he's probably all right with Ryan dying if it meant his goals now. But that's me speculating.
Yeah. I saw something. He's got like this tentacle thing that comes out of his chest.
It's super gross. It's like V cancer.
Weaponized V cancer.
Yeah. He has like tumors that are also mixed with the V that he was taking last season.
Yeah. So
it's like super cancer.
It's not going to do anything to Homelander though, so he's going to need something else.
Yeah. I mean, it did tear one person apart, but still not enough for Homelander.
No.
Actually, tore a couple people apart. Tore someone straight up in half.
I do know one thing about Butcher's thing, who's seen people the whole time, but thought he was actually just talking to somebody.
That was a good reveal, too.
The two people talked to each other, and he's like...
That was such a good fucking scene.
And he's like, yeah, because I'm not real either.
And it flashes to all the times he was talking to the dude, which was his old CIA director.
Mm.
That scene was so fucking good. My partner called it, like, right before. It was, like, a couple scenes before. He was like, is that guy not real? I don't know if we've really seen him talk to this guy in front of characters we care about. The only other time was in front of the person that he's about to have the reveal with. It's a scientist they're trying to make a virus with. Mm-hmm. And that's when it happens in front of this random dude. But all the other scenes, he wasn't around other people when he was talking to the male guy. Until finally where he goes, shut up, to Becca. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it at some point.
It was really good.
It's just every time I go on Prime, it's like, Doctor Who.
I do not like the very last scene, like the thing that they leave on as that little like teaser for your next season.
Homelander coming up to Soldier Boy's body in the thing.
Mm-hmm. Sure is. Not a fan. Didn't need to be there. Doesn't need to happen.
But it's like, what are you going to do with him if he comes out of it?
That's what I mean with like holding patterns. Like you already forced a bunch of like weird melodramatic plot lines this season, and now you're gonna bring back Soldier Boy to fill more time next season.
Yeah, because I don't even know if Soldier Boy 101 could take Homelander.
No, probably not 1-on-1 at least.
Unless that nuke explosion he does could actually hurt Homelander, but...
It seems like it might, but I don't have faith that he could get it off 1v1.
Yeah, it's a lot of build-up time.
Attention.
Yeah, it's a lot of build-up time for it.
And Homelander's faster in just every way.
Yeah, and he can fly.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy can't. I do like Jensen Ackles, though, so...
Yes, that's the thing. That's a cute man. That's a very cute man.
It's funny, too, because it's like... The Supernatural fanboys always joke about that because
that's where he's from, isn't
there's so many Supernatural actors in The Boys.
Oh shit!
Like that ex-CIA captain dude.
Kessler, yeah.
Yeah, that's Dean and Sam's father in
Maybe I need to watch Supernatural because I also really digging that guy. For a guy that's just a vision of a dude all season long, his performance is spectacular.
He's in The Walking Dead too. He's Negan.
Oh fuck. Oh shit! Yeah, that makes sense.
And the other guy, who apparently he just calls himself Bobby in every role he's in, and his real name's Bobby Robert, one of the CIA guys that used to talk to that Vought guy.
Edgar. Edgar.
He had a few scenes with him. If I showed you a picture,
you do get to see him again this season.
Edgar? Yeah, I've seen him sitting on a farm or something.
Yeah, Giancarlo Esposito. God, I've been seeing so many Breaking Bad scenes, speaking of him, and I think I'm about to pull the trigger and start watching that fucking show.
I've also seen a whole bunch of stuff.
It's the scenes are so good. Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. And then some other just like offshoot people that are in it. And like, oh, that guy was in an episode or something of Supernatural.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good trampoline, good jumping off point. Meanwhile, Anthony Starr getting his big break from The Boys. What's he doing right now? Mobile game commercials.
Yes, I saw that. Well, he's also, I don't know if it was before The Boys or in between, he's on some cop show.
Oh, God, those mobile game commercials are so bad, though.
They're extremely bad.
All right, we're going to move to the left. Oh, we need more guns. Oh, we got to move to the right.
Yeah, it's the Facebook fucking mobile game shit, too.
So bad.
I'm like, dude, you're Homelander. You can't be strapped for cash that much.
Apparently, it's... No one wants Homelander. Sure, he'll find another job someday.
Yeah, me too. But no, I'll watch it again eventually. Maybe when the next season comes on, I'll watch this season.
Which will hopefully be the last, because it should be.
Yeah, I mean, again, you've told me some of this, but I'm sure there's plot lines in it that I don't really know that you're like, yeah, it should, like, based on other things
it
in it.
Like it should end. Like,
yeah.
You're bringing Soldier Boy back? Like, it just feels like it should end.
And from, V Cancer, it seems like Butcher's on his way out.
Yeah, he was literally called Huey thinking he was about to die. Like, he was literally just like, tell the boys goodbye for me. He didn't, but...
Hopefully Butcher could kill Homelander somehow next season, or get someone to do it for him with him or something.
Okay, the season also ended up with all of the boys getting split up, too. Yay.
I'm sure there was more drama between fucking Starlight and Huey, too.
Yeah, of course. And there's another one of those things where they went so long, doing so good without the drama, and then one thing happens, like, fuck, right in the last quarter. A shapeshifter takes over Annie's appearance and gets their memories, mind you, through touching them, and bangs Huey a bunch of times.
Yeah, but you can't blame him for it. How the fuck's he supposed to know?
Exactly. Granted, they didn't drag it out long, though. Like, she had her one, like, really time to be, like, angry and be like this, and then, like, the next time that they're, like, talking to each other, eventually she's just like, look, just go get tested. Yeah.
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 It's a shapeshifter. They're into some shit.
What a fucked up bitch, though. The first thing she does after taking Annie's appearance and memories is propose to Huey. What a fucking bitch.
That's fucked.
That, for no reason, just to be a bitch. Wasn't her mission, wasn't her goal. Just the extra knife.
Well, first off, just transforming into her and gaining all her memories, she would have gotten any information she needed.
Yeah.
She didn't need to do anything with Huey.
She didn't need to bang him. She didn't need to start wearing her dresses and...
That's weird.
Again, like a lot. I think Huey says it was like 40 times.
40? Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking rabbits.
Yeah.
Where was the real Starlight this whole time?
Chained up. With some thick-ass chains. She actually had to, like...
Oh, so she was captured by this person.
And she had to, like, skin her hands pulling them out to get her hands out.
Damn.
Yeah, it was brutal.
She couldn't just, like, glow her eyes and do energy stuff.
Speaking of melodrama, Annie's powers aren't working.
So that's why she was able to be chained up.
Wait till you get all to the very overt political stuff. Ooh. You rolling your eyes now. Ooh. Ooh.
I know Brain Popper Lady got killed.
Yes, by Butcher. That's the person he ripped in half. I was trying not to say it.
I didn't know that Butcher was
so
I just
sad.
know that she dies.
That's so sad. I thought her performance, ever since she started in The Boys, is really good. Like the actress. Her character's not the most important, but I
know there was a scene in the, I don't know if it was the early seasons where even Homelander was like, go ahead, try and pop my brain. And I'm like,
I'll laser your fucking hand off.
would that work though? If she's like somewhere hidden off the side and just sees him and just like brain pop. Or is his brain as strong as the out? Like, is his internals just as strong as his externals?
And is it really even a force, or just do it?
Because we know at least Soldier Boy's internals are, because he took fucking AKs through the throat. They're shoving AKs down his throat and fucking trying to see if that worked. That would suck though. Even if your internals are like that, like the ricochets of those bullets just bouncing around your stomach, and then you have to pass those and you're like shit.
The thing with the brain popping too is, though, there is a sign leading up. You'll start to get a nosebleed and your blood pressure drops. So I bet even if she tried, Homelander would sniff her out before his head pops. But I'm just guessing on that one.
See, that's when you throw fucking like Maeve at him. Like in the middle of the fight, doing that shit. Did she at least do a good fight against him, or she just get fucking mollywopped?
Oh, she got mollywopped. She's actually surrendering and was about to help them. And then Butcher walks in uninformed from the hospital that he was just said goodbye to Huey from. And it was like, fuck your deal, and kills her in front of her child. In front of everybody.
Butcher kills Maeve?
Oh, Maeve, no, I meant, Brain Popper.
Oh. No, I meant Maeve. Did she put up a good fight in the last episode against Homelander, or did Homelander just kill her?
I don't remember how good. It wasn't like, she did put up like a great fight, but she was like a factor there.
No.
She sure tried.
Poor Maeve.
Poor Maeve. The person who probably deserved what came to her the least. She was against leaving behind the people in the plane. She was going to leak it. I think she did leak it. Look, she wasn't perfect, but she's one of the more morally good people that were in that tower.
Yeah. I miss original Black Noir, but...
Me too, but it was kind of worth the jokes. It's so funny hearing him talk for the first time.
That's like the biggest blow, like...
Whoa, that was fucked up, guys!
Because, like, he was ride or die for Homelander. He just was scared of Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
He came back to Homelander, and Homelander still killed him. It's like, if Homelander was more of a right state of mind, he would just, like, accept...
And then mourned after, too.
Yeah, it's like, okay, why don't you just not do that and have the one actual ally you've ever had?
I will say, an interesting new dynamic is one of the newest characters is a girl called Sister Sage, the smartest person in the world.
Yeah.
And she actually condescends to him a couple times and gets away with it. And that's kind of a nice feeling.
Yeah. She doesn't take shit from him.
No.
But yeah, I think that's a
good place to stop.
A good ending point, huh? And pick it up again next week.
Absolutely.
With more chapters, hopefully. Of just like series in general, just not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
literally more chapters.
Yeah. All right, Dukes of Weebdom.
Dukes of Weebdom.
Episode 89. Take care, y'all.
Peace.
Bye-bye.